Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a review video, and I contemplated doing a review on both of these products separately, but then I thought, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and do these together because they're both new foundations to the drugstore, and they both came out around the same time, but they're kind of like opposites in a way, so why not just review them both in the same video and then show you a demo of both and let you know kind of like which one will work for your skin type, because I can tell you up front, you do not need both of these. One of them is going to work better for you than the other one, depending on your skin type. So let's just get straight into this review video. So first I'm going to talk about these two. Let me tell you the names of them. I forgot, I didn't even say that yet. This is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, and mine is in the shade Warm Porcelain. And then this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Buildable Luminous Foundation in the shade N2. Let's start by talking about this Maybelline one. It comes in this small, and the color of this little inside square rectangle piece, I am guessing is supposed to reflect the color that the shade is. I don't think that's necessarily true for my shade. I got Warm Porcelain because I need a really, really light foundation, but I also need one that's warm. So Warm Porcelain is like the perfect shade for me. So already that is one pro that I can tell you right off the bat. At least for me anyways. I don't know, you know, for everyone else, but I have had the hardest time trying to find a light foundation shade that actually matches almost perfect to my skin. This is an awesome match for my skin, and so I am super pumped about that. They have this many shades in the range, so I mean there's a pretty good chance you're gonna find what you need out of this collection. So now let's go over what it's claiming to do. It says it's their first gel whipped foundation. It's fresh, new, and flawless. Dream Velvet whips a fresh gel into a velvet soft texture. Complexion is perfected and smooth with a soft matte finish, just like velvet. Skin feels fresh with lasting hydration. So this is supposed to be a matte foundation that is also kind of hydrating, I guess. And instead of feeling matte, it's supposed to be like that in-between spot where it feels like velvet, where it's in between hydrating and matte. It's a pretty thick, moussey-like foundation. You'll see when I do the demo. As far as the skin types this is for, I tried this a couple different ways. The first time I tried it, I didn't have any primer on, and I just had the regular amount of moisturizer that I would use on a daily basis on my face. And this gave awesome coverage. This is a full coverage foundation, 100%. I only need, like, I have a lot of problem areas on my face, and I only need about, well, one layer almost covers everything, but then I usually have to go in with the second layer just right on my cheeks where it gets real bad to cover just all of the extra purpleness or redness that's there. But it is if you're looking for a new drugstore full coverage foundation, then this is the one you need to get. It is very, and you'll see in the demo how full coverage this is, especially compared to the other foundation I'm going to show you. It is a matte foundation, so without putting extra moisturizer on and no primer, the first time I used it, it clinged really, really bad around. My nose gets really, really dry. So like on the top of my nose and the side of my nose, and then it clinged to each little, you know, blemish mark that I had on my cheek. Just around like in a circle, you know how it does that sometimes? This did that really, really bad. So then I was like, okay, maybe I need to just put a lot of moisturizer on. That did help a lot, but it didn't help completely because I was applying this with just a regular brush, a foundation brush. And it made it kind of streaky, and it clinged to all the dry patches still, even with excess amounts of moisturizer on my face. So then I finally tried it with the excess amount of moisturizer on my face, and then I tried it with a damp beauty blender, and it worked so much better that way. This is just a foundation that requires moisture on it. So if you have dry skin, I don't necessarily think you should go for this, even though it is a very full coverage foundation. It is workable if you have dry skin, but you're gonna have to do a couple extra steps, like I said, because I have drier skin. You're gonna have to put on excess amounts of moisturizer and use a damp beauty blender if you want this to work. And even in the demo, you can still see it kind of clings right around this edge of my nose. So, but overall, I would give this, out of 5 stars, I would give this 4.5. I just love the fact that it matches my skin so well, and that it does look velvety, at least for the first 2 hours. When you put it on, it kind of fades throughout the day. as most foundations do. Let me show you the demo I did of the Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation. Okay, so next let's talk about the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. It looks like this. It's round and it's just plastic. The bottom is white. The top is this really pretty rose gold copper color. I think it's really pretty. And then you open it and there's a mirror. And then it comes with this little sponge applicator that I have used with it, and it just sits right on top, and then you flip this open. I can do it. And there's the product. This is how many shades come in this collection. There is a good number of shades, but I feel like they're all kind of really too dark. I struggled trying to find the right shade for me in this collection. This N2 one was the closest one I could get, and let me tell you something, this must be everybody's shade, because I tried to get this shade for like 3 weeks, and every time I went to the store, they were always out of the shade N2. And it was super frustrating. So I finally found it though, and it still is a little teeny bit too warm toned or dark. I don't know what the problem is. It's just slightly off for me, but it is pretty close. But the cool thing about this is that at the display they have like a little sticker sheets that have like sheer transparent like stickers of like all the shades, so you can like stick it on your skin to see which one's gonna match you best, which I really appreciated that. It really helped me out a lot. One thing I have to say about this before I get into the way it works is the amount of product that you get. 0.51 ounces inside of this, and I've heard people say that this is kind of bad value because even though it is cheaper and it's at the drugstore, the amount of product that you get in here is about the same and equivalent to the amount of product you would get in a higher end cushion foundation. So that's something to think about. But if you wanted to try a cushion foundation for the first time, I don't think that should matter. Go for this one. Anyways, let's get into how this product works. There is no claims written on the back of this. I'd have to look it up. But in my opinion, if you don't want to write the claims on the back of your product, then, I mean, you must not really believe in them that much. It's supposed to be really luminous and hydrating. Probably for drier skin. A couple things I have to say about this, and you'll see in the demo all the different, this is the exact opposite of the Maybelline one I just talked about, like the exact opposite. And you'll see that in the demo. It is a sheer coverage foundation. This is not buildable at all. I mean, a little teeny bit, but you can see in the demo, like when I try to go back over where all my problem areas are, like even here, you can see I have this blemish or zit, I don't even know what it is, this thing, red thing right here. And I went over this like 5,000 times with this stupid cushion foundation, and it does not cover it. So this foundation, not only is it for dry skin because it is very luminous and hydrating looking, if you are a person with a lot of problem areas that you're trying to cover up, do not get this because it is not buildable. It's extremely sheer. If you are somebody that, you know, doesn't really get a lot of blemishes and you have drier skin or even normal skin, then this would be a good option, I think, because it is really easy to apply. I did use, in the demo you will see I used this cushion thing that came with it, and I like the way that, I don't usually like these for other foundations, but it works really well for this cushion one. If you don't have a lot of problem areas on your skin and you want to look dewy and just, you know, without using a lot of highlighter, then this will definitely do the trick. It does make your skin look real beautiful, and it does not make it look dull at all. It really brightens it up, and this foundation does not really cling to dry patches, but because it's so sheer, you can see all your imperfections anyway, so even though it doesn't necessarily cling, it shows them, if that makes sense. So I'll just show you the demo now of the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation. it for my review of these two foundations. I forgot to say, for this one, out of 5 stars, I would give it, for me at least, I would give it a 2.5 or a 3. It is a pretty finish of a foundation. It's just never gonna work for me because it's too sheer. Those are my thoughts on these two new drugstore foundations. Like I said, there's no person in the world, I don't think, that could effectively equally use both of these and say they like them both the same, because I mean, you just can't. They're like complete opposites. So I hope this helped you out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful or you liked it. And please subscribe if you have not subscribed already, and comment down below with any questions or any of your thoughts on these foundations, if you agree or disagree, things like that. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye!